Good evening and welcome to the Eagles Nest. Boys high school basketball coming your way next on Zaleski Sports. And we've got an interesting matchup tonight, non-conference action. Burnsville, Minnesota from the South Suburban Twin Cities against the Eau Claire Memorial Old A's. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Radovich, joined here in the Eagles Nest by Dave Sparger and Smart. For those people wondering why is Burnsville, Minnesota coming to Eau Claire Memorial, there's obviously a story behind that.
Yeah, we found out that Eric Leafblad, who happens to be the 15th leading scorer in Old A program, is the head coach at Burnsville. So obviously he connected with Coach Brisky and they made this happen, and what a great event just coming back here and being able to see all the old faces that he played with. They're all out here to support him tonight, so it'll be a fun night.
Yeah, and that's, how about that? So you have Old A, but even a couple Eau Claire North Husky alums here to see Eric Leafblad. So, of course, you want your buddy to do well, but you also want your alma mater to do well, too. So, really interesting matchup. Let's talk first about the Old A's. This is their first game of the season. This senior group, and you want to talk about a senior group, Sparks, there is one junior on the Old A's roster. Everybody else is a senior. You've been here at Memorial for an awful long time. Do you ever remember anything like that?
No, that's never happened. That's just a classic example of how this group has stayed together, enjoyed each other, and really have put together just a great run with this senior group. And again, all 5 seniors are going to start tonight. They've got one junior that comes off the bench, and it's just a testament to how well these kids enjoy the game and just want to stay together and keep playing.
To us because they're multi-sport athletes. You've got Julius Clark, Bryce Hedke, Cooper Jesperson, Wesley Mboga. I mean, these guys have been playing for years. These are seasoned veterans, outstanding players in their own right. Any one of those 4 can lead the A's in scoring at a given night. But you got one guy new to the starting lineup who's not played basketball in a few years, at least at the varsity level, and that's Tay Ferguson, 6'5" senior. We saw what he did on the football field over his Old A's career. He's going to Brown University to play Ivy League Division I football. You put a guy like that with his athleticism, I'm just fascinated to see how he meshes with these guys. I mean, they're all friends. They've all grown up together, and it's going to be awesome to watch what he can bring to the table. And then you look even beyond that, and you got Shamar Simmons, you got Brody Neff, you have Ian Bauer, Ben and Henry Fessenmeyer. So many guys that have seen time for the A's. I think one of the challenges for head coach Chad Brisky is, okay, you can mix and match. You can go big, you can go small, you can go fast, you can, there just are so many options, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this team grows over the course of the year.
Yeah, looking forward to kind of seeing how he does use that bench. Like you said, he's got 4 returners. They've all been playing since they were sophomores. And so, and obviously Cooper Jesperson, he came up as a freshman. So you got a lot of experience, and it's kind of hard to sprinkle in those other players when you've got 4 returners with all that experience. So tonight against a very, very tough opponent, it'll be interesting to see who he uses and when he uses them. And going back to Tay Ferguson, I mean, you're putting a D1 athlete on the floor. We had a chance, like you said, watch him in football. He signed a D1 scholarship to play out at Brown University as a wide receiver. Just the athleticism is just overwhelming on this young man. And now all of a sudden you throw him in the mix with 4 outstanding basketball players. It's only going to help him. And so you take last year's team and you put that kind of athleticism on the floor with them, they're a much better ball club right out of the gate.
Let's talk a little bit about Burnsville. When Eric Leafblad is your coach, I'm guessing this is a team that can shoot the 3 and is pretty good at it. Their point guard is Soren Leafblad, Eric's son, and guy who's been around basketball the whole time. And you look up and down this Burnsville roster, you see athleticism and height, and this is just going to be a fascinating matchup tonight to see how these two teams, unfamiliar opponents, how they match up against each other. And in a way, Sparks, you can kind of think of this, as far as prepping for a game like this, it's almost like a tournament game. When you get further along on that regional and sectional trail and you get to tournaments, you get a quick turnaround to prep for that next opponent. And by and large, it's going to be somebody you're not all that familiar with. So just really interesting to see how this one plays out. And we got a packed house here at the Eagles Nest. We can maybe shoehorn you in if you want to come on down. Otherwise, enjoy the webcast tonight on Zaleski Sports. As far as keys to the game, Sparks, what are you looking at?
Well, it'll be interesting. I think you brought up a good point. The athleticism that Burnsville brings to the floor. The Memorial defense has got to be stout tonight. They can't let them get to the hoop. They've got to make sure they rebound. They've just got to match that somehow. And then other than that, I mean, I think Memorial just has to execute. You know, that's a team, again, a lot of experience. Come out and run your offense, get your good shots, and knock down the shots when you've got them, and they'll be right in it. So it'll be a fun game, no doubt about it.
Herrick and Hart Law Office has been on the side of the injured since 1951. Find them at eauclairlaw.com. Just like these players bring their best to the field, court, or rink, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. We talk about keys to the game, Sparks, and it may sound painfully obvious, but it was a factor in the game we did Tuesday up at Eau Claire North where they hosted La Crosse Central. North has got really good shooters. If you look at their historical percentage, they just didn't shoot well that night. And I think for Memorial, when you got guys who can light it up from the perimeter, guys like Jesperson and Clark and Hetke, even Mboga can step out at times and knock some shots down. Sometimes you got to get on those rolls to get your offense sparking, and that just opens up everything else inside.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to hit that perimeter shot to really get that scoreboard rolling for them tonight.
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free Burnsville wearing the black uniforms tonight, the gold numerals and trim. Eau Claire Memorial in their home whites, purple trim, and purple and black trim. Now a nice ovation and a introduction of former Old Abe Eric Leafblad.
Scorers and players in Memorial history. We would like you to direct your attention at this time to the video board as we recognize Coach Leafblad and his contributions to Eau Claire Memorial basketball. our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the Burnsville Blades. Getting the start tonight, number 3, Quincy Scarlett. Number 5, Soren Luplat. Number 11, Charlie Pettis. Number 21, Jaden Anunda. And number 23, Brayden Hackman. And again, your coach of the Burnsville Blaze, Mr. Eric Wigblatt. And now, your home team, the Memorial Old Age Starters. Giving the start tonight, number 2, Julius Clark. Number 3, Bryce Becky. Number 4, Cooper Jesperson. Number 5, Dave Ferguson. And number 11, Wesley M. Loga. The Old Days head coach, Mr. Chad Christie, your Old Days. And welcome to the court our officials for tonight's contest. They include Jeremy Lane, Garrett Larson, and Travis Barr.
How about that for an introduction, Sparks? That was as good as it gets.
Yeah, it got us rolling this for this one.
And how about that trip down the memory lane with those highlights? And I'm not just saying that because as I'm watching that, I'm like, I remember that game, so I shot those highlights.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, what good stuff. And to see.
You know what's fun to see
like
is how young they
yeah,
look.
yeah.
Oh, my.
And to see guys who are in those, friends, teammates who are here in this gym.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So jumping center for the Old A's will be Wesley Mboga, a senior. Jaden Anunya for the Blaze. Burnsville wins the tap, and they'll run their offense. Leafblad. Here's Bayoff, knocked away. Dave Ferguson to Mboga, and now Hetke.
A good job at Cooper Jesperson reaching in and tapping that away. Ooh, good
backdoor pass and off the hands of Jesperson and out of bounds.
Yeah, good luck. Just didn't get the bouncy one. Didn't get it up high enough to him. But a great look on that backdoor cut.
Burnsville 0-1 on the season. Lost a game earlier this week at Cretin-Durham Hall, one of the private school powers in St. Paul. Leafblad from distance. How about that?
It sounds familiar. Leafblad from distance. He does lead their team from the three-point arc, and he runs the show. Very, very heady ball player.
Jesperson backing his way in the lane with the left hand.
Pretty move inside. No help came, so he took him one-on-one.
Blaze up 1 with the basketball. Bayoff. And traveling. Turnover gives it back to the Old A's. Did you notice after the video presentation what Eric Leafblad did when he got back in the huddle?
Yeah, absolutely. He went right to his team. He goes, hey, it's not about me tonight. It's about you guys. It's your turn. Obviously, just exactly what a coach should say to get his team back and focused and ready to play.
Jesperson, step back 3, and he shuffled the feet as well.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. He put the ball down, did a little step back, and shot it.
Like we said Tuesday, Sparks, in the association, it's a play on.
Absolutely.
But this is high school hoops. Burnsville. Bayoff. Contact and an offensive foul. That's going to go on Jaden Anunda.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that call. Just kind of, he was cutting through, just kind of collided with him, and Mboga kind of lost his balance. I think that's a play on right there. You know, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, by the way, that Burnsville does not have one of their starters here tonight. Abdur Rashid is home. He's a 6'9" senior forward who was unable to make the trip tonight, and he is their best player, as Coach Leafblad was talking about during pregame.
Well, Abdullahi, hopefully you're watching and watching your mates play. Give you a shout out and good luck the rest of the season. Nice cut there, and Bayoff with the bucket.
Yeah, good finish right there by Ott at the rim.
Ferguson. And he gets called in the offensive foul. Leafblad taking the charge.
Now that pass kind of took him into that charge. Really didn't have much time to catch and come set.
We mentioned Burnsville 0-1 for the Old Abes. This is their first game, and even though you have a ton of returners, all of a sudden this is your first game action. Leafblad on the cut. Clark may have gotten away with the goaltending there.
Yeah, Burnsville calling for that. Not only did he hit the ball, but he slapped the backboard, and it shook, so that should have been goaltending.
Here's Jesperson. Will shake and bake. And that
he's
one
looking for the foul.
Deflected. Anunda got ball. Official said he didn't get the hand. So Burnsville with the ball down 3. Another backdoor cut. Leafblad, no, but fouled by Hetke.
Well, we talked about during pregame the athleticism on his floor, fast-paced. So it's off to a quick start here.
Yeah, and going back, even though Burnsville lost, talking to Eric Leafblad before the game, and he said, honestly, in the second half, it was an even game. We kind of found our footing. We were up there, and, no shame in losing to Cretin-Durham Hall, a team that's got, as Eric said, they got 5 Division I recruits.
Yeah, year in and year out, that Cretin-Durham Hall is just loaded to bear. So, yeah, it was one of those games where they took Burnsville a little bit of time to, like you said, just kind of get their foot and get rolling on that one, and then played well the second half, played with them.
1-2 for Leafblad. And another turnover by the Old Abes.
Yeah, Julius Clark had the right idea to skip that over to Hetke, but he just put a little too much on it.
It's interesting. I reached out to Coach Brisky today just to verify starters, and I kind of was kidding in my message to him that I could pretty much take a guess, but I wanted to hear it from the head coach, and he passed him along and mentioned that, he goes, honestly, our reserves have been outplaying our starters, and he goes, maybe I should flip things. Oh, there's a takeaway by the Abes. Here comes Mboga. Now Clark. Those two play catch. Clark on the drive. We'll reset with Jesperson. Julius Clark to Tay Ferguson, and there's a travel there.
Old Abe's looking to pick up now here. Going to pick up full court and man.
I like that move because sometimes if things aren't going great on offense, you crank up some defensive pressure, and that gets guys into the game.
Yeah, add a little pressure. Maybe you get a turnover out of it and can get a cheapie.
Pull-up jumper, that is no good by Oth. Had a good look. Burnsville gets it right back. Big factor in our Tuesday game sparring's offensive rebounding. That helped Lacrosse Central to a win. Three-pointer, Pettis. Put it in the book.
Yeah, it gets them up 9-2 now. They've dropped a couple of threes down.
Sometimes you wonder about mindset, and these Burnsville guys know, why this game is being played, and they know their coach played here, and I'm sure they were excited to, kind of show what, Coach Leafblad is doing now as a head coach and show their program. There's, of course, the Minnesota-Wisconsin thing, is part of that, and yeah, but you think about it from the standpoint of, can you imagine the memories that these guys are going to have for everybody, no matter how this one turns out? Just, I'm sure those guys are going to come back and saying, wow, this was cool. We took a trip. We went someplace different. We got to see some new sights and play against some different guys and play in front of a packed house and a big student section making a racket and a band is in. How would you not like that if you're a competitor or you're just if you like high school sports? This is awesome.
Yeah, and they knew they were going to come over and face a very talented team. So it wasn't like they put a cupcake on the schedule, go to Wisconsin. It was, again, we've seen Memorial ranked as high as 5 in Division I. So some reports 5 to 7 in that range. So a quality team.
Great kick out there. The shot just wouldn't fall by Leafblad.
Ben Fessenmeyer on the board as he just checked in, along with Ian Bauer for the Old Abes.
Bauer gave the Abes some great minutes last year as a sophomore. Here's Fessenmeyer.
Yeah, Bauer's the only junior on the squad.
Oh, good save on the far side by Leafblad, and then Mboga getting on the ground. Abe's get the timeout. A lot of action early on, 9-3 Blaze. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in just a bit. You are watching high school basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
We're back at the Eagles' Nest, 13:15 remaining in half number one. Burnsville, 9. Eau Claire Memorial, 3. Good start by the Blaze. Soren Leafblad, 4 points to lead Burnsville in scoring. Hetke, a little hesitation dribble, and Boga passes on the 3, puts up the floater, no. Scramble for the loose ball. And a nice job saving that one is Luel Samuel. Threw it off a couple of the old Abes. Samuel, who wears number 10, a 5'9 sophomore. Burnsville basketball up by 6. Here's Bayoth. Pettis. Again, Leafblad running those back cuts. Spinning is Pettis. That one a little short, and Boga the rebound.
They got numbers if they push.
Jesperson. Bauer, three-pointer. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Jesperson. And Boga will try a three-pointer. That's no good. And snatching down the rebound by Oth. Pettis now. Leafblad will get him reset. Pettis on the drive, taking it strong. No, Mboga the rebound.
Great job by Ben Fessenmeyer going straight up, walling up, making that a tough shot.
You can tell Eric Leafblad must have done some game prep because his guys are extending on all those Memorial shooters.
Yeah, they're making him put it on the floor and trying to tack off the dribble. Right here is one example, and then they're helping. I think that's what you're going to have to see more right there. Cooper Jesperson showed how to attack this. Go a couple dribbles, attack that paint, and then pull up for that short jumper.
Burnsville by 4. Near steal, Fessenmeyer. Bayoth collects. Leafblad. Nice hesitation move. That one off the side of the basket. Another rebound for Mboga.
Good defense right there by Ian Bauer.
Bauer looking inside. Nice crossover dribble. Ian Bauer.
Ooh, yeah,
and they're going to get him on the travel.
Had a good move, crossed over. And again, if he just would have gathered and pulled up for that little mid-range jumper, a little kiss off the glass, he would have been fine. Went a little too deep, lost his balance.
Caleb Yates, Shamar Simmons seeing their first court time for Memorial. Julius Clark back in as well.
Yeah, Old Abes have now gone 10 deep.
Pettis, little step-through move. Hoop wouldn't have it. Fessenmeyer the rebound, now Clark. Simmons to Bauer. Clark operating against Leafblad. Yates takes it strong and scores.
You're right, Brattle. Strong inside there again. But he gathered himself, went up strong, finished.
Old Abe's within 2. Leafblad guarded by Clark. Well, that's a fun matchup there. Leafblad clears himself and goes glass.
Yeah, Leafblad's only a 5'9" guard, but again, just very heady and very crafty with the basketball.
Four-point lead now for Burnsville. Just over 10 minutes to go. Strong drive again by Yates. He'll head to the line. Well, maybe this is kind of what Chad Brisky was talking about when he said that, you know, the second five at times is outplaying the starters. But when I texted him back, I said, you know, it's a good problem to have.
It sure is. You start going to that bench and you want him to keep that momentum and keep playing at a high level. You don't want that drop off. And obviously he's feeling confident tonight. I did say they had gone 10 deep. They've actually gone 9 deep. I didn't catch that Julius Clark re-entered for him. But again, you know, they've already gone to 9 players here in the first half.
And again, we talked about this Tuesday, Sparks, that, you know, as much as you can, you know, run and practice and scrimmage and all that, there's just something different about games. And sometimes it's the adrenaline, sometimes it's, you know, who knows what it is. There's a different level of intensity, and great when you can just kind of sub guys in and use that depth to your advantage. Here's Leafblad for 3, and that's short. Rebound Simmons. Bauer back to Clark. Clark will pop from behind the arc. Right on line, no good. Simmons, the back tap. Clark again for 3, and that is good.
Good job by Simmons, not trying to gather that inside, but actually tapped it out to a teammate, and it gave Clark another good look.
First lead of the game for the Old Abes.
Well, I can see how the Old Abes have really settled into their offense finally, getting used to that great ball pressure.
Leafblad on the back cut, gives it up. Three-pointer no good. Offensive rebound by Oth. And traveling called on Quincy Starling.
Yeah, Starling a little shuffle there at the top of the key.
Jesperson back in for Memorial. Anunda back in for Burnsville. Yannick Amoyi also in. He wears number 0. We've got 9 minutes remaining. What's been a very entertaining first half. Each team working really hard defensively. Clark will pop from outside. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Yates, and he gets fouled.
Yates done a nice job on the offensive glass. That's 3 offensive rebounds here that he's bailed him out after a miss.
Jaden Anunda picks up the personal foul. Team foul number 4 on the Blaze. Tay Ferguson back in for Memorial.
Anunda picked up his second in the first half here now.
It's a non-shooting foul, so Jesperson will throw it in. Always on plays like this, watch the guy who inbounds the basketball because he's liable to do that.
Yeah, coming off that baseline screen, pop to the corner. Finally got his best look of the night and drains that 3.
Abe's starting to heat up from distance. Clark a 3, Jesperson a 3. Abe's extend their lead, and then over and back called on the Blaze.
Just stepped on that center line at the half court with that double team. Old Abe's came out of there and all of a sudden slapped them onto a little half court trap.
Wesley and Boga back in for the Old Abes. Sparks, have I mentioned this is fun in here tonight? Have I mentioned that at all?
It's living up to the hype, hasn't it? We've talked about this game. Everybody's talked about 2 great teams meeting up here tonight, and we're off to just a great start.
Pass inside by Yates.
Yeah, he thought Ferguson was cutting back door. He didn't go.
He gets it right back, though, and the Abes will have another possession. Julius Clark, bounce pass. Mboga blocked at the rim. Great defense that time. Amoyi and Anunda. Shamar Simmons back in for Memorial. Andrew Dickhausen for Burnsville, seeing his first court time, 6'3" senior. Bryce Hetke coming back in for Memorial as well. It looks like Tay Ferguson may have got popped in the nose there. You can't wear the football helmet in basketball, Sparks.
Well, but I think I got a feeling that's how he plays basketball, though, just as hard.
Oh, yeah, just
so that's going to happen.
Taking it strong to the hoop and scoring. How about Charlie Pettis with the left hand?
Yeah, Pettis got the recipient of that nice pass over there out of a double team, and he was smart and took it right to the hoop.
Jesperson in traffic finds Mboga,
and they're going to get.
They're going to get the held ball.
Thought they were going to call it travel there.
Well, travel or a held ball. Possession arrow. Now, officials are talking about this.
Yeah. They're going to stay with it. Yeah, Coach Leafblad was really kind of looking for that travel call there.
Yeah, I was watching the feet. I didn't have the greatest look at the ball, but nevertheless, Abe's basketball with a 2-point lead. Hetke to throw it in. Jesperson. Here's Yates. Good look on the three. Simmons trying for the back tap. The foul's going to go on Memorial. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza, locally owned and operated. They have been a family tradition for more than 27 years for the best hot sandwich in town. Grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off of Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Leafblad on the drive, gets fouled. Clark saying that there was a little bit of a push-off, but the officials are right there and made the call. First foul on Julius Clark, fourth team foul on the Old Abes. Non-shooting foul. And we've got a timeout. We will take one as well. 7:22 remaining. Old Abes 15, Blaze 13. You're watching boys high school basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Nestled in the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
Find has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Brownfine Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Back at the Eagles' nest, Burnsville basketball down by 2. Abe's looking for that 5-second call, and there you go. Sparks, I want to go back to when Eau Claire Memorial kind of picked up the pressure and did a little three-quarter court and started trapping at the half-court line. And in my mind, anyway, that kind of turned things a little bit in this one.
Yeah, you said at the time that sometimes you do that to try to help your momentum a little bit, pick up a full court, and you're right. It paid off. They went full court, and then they went into that half-court trapping defense, too, which really helped them. So definitely has switched the momentum to the Old Abes.
Mboga up top. Clark on the drive. No look pass, Mboga. That three rims out.
Halfway down for Mboga.
Dickhausen, the rebound, gives it up to Leafblad. Blaze can tie it with the bucket, take the lead on a three. Under 7 minutes to go, knocked out of bounds by Julius Clark. Well, that got Eric Leafblad right on the court. Thought he might come out and,
He's calling that side out of bounds play this time. He wasn't happy how they couldn't get it in last time, so he wanted to make sure it was set. Oh, there's a mistake.
They let Leafblad open, but Burnsville gets it back. Nice
Great
dish
look.
outside, and Pettis puts it in. Great delivery by Jaden Anunda. We are tied here at the Eagles' Nest. Jesperson pops from distance.
Looking for the
and
roll.
He gets the roll, but
no,
wave it off. That
clock.
hit the clock. And tough break there for Jesperson. Ian Bauer back in for the Old Abes. Lewell Samuel back in for Burnsville. He'll throw it in. And again, the Abes with some backcourt pressure.
Here comes that trap.
Knocked away by Jesperson. Cooper Jesperson wanted to throw it down, but he gets the roll.
Yeah, just lost it going up. Had some defensive pressure, but wisely just got it in the hoop for 2.
Abes by 2. Pettis up top. Here's Bayoth. Corner 3. Leaf flag. Count it.
Yeah,
Soren Leafblad up to 9 points. Sorry,
yeah,
Sparks.
just poor rotation right there by the Old Abes. When they're going to run that trap, that's the one guy you got to find out of that trap.
Mboga will pop from behind the arc, and there's a three-pointer.
Well, you can tell he felt good about the last one that just went in and out, so he was ready to fire that one, and he drains it.
Sparks, in our day, if you're 6'4", you're playing inside.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to get Leafblad on the foul.
Yeah, nowadays you got 6'7" playing on the perimeter. It's all that 5-out motion, man motion. It's just a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it's just the evolution of the game.
Absolutely.
Rather than argue what's better, just enjoy it. It's basketball.
Yeah, I was the typical aircraft carrier. I didn't move anywhere 3 feet away from the hoop.
I played pickup ball with you, Sparks, in that old, in the other gym. This was, how many years ago. I got it inside. I saw Sparks down there. I'm like, we're going inside here. Look at Mboga.
Yeah, getting very aggressive now on the offensive end. He feels like he has an advantage down there.
Well, you figure Wesley Mboga's got to be in great shape coming off that Eau Claire Memorial boys soccer season. Very successful season for the Old Abes. And a steal, Mboga. He heads the other way. Wesley Mboga.
Overlays.
Hoop wouldn't have that one. Out of bounds, Burnsville.
Yeah,
Bayoth stepped out on that scramble.
Yeah, tough one right there from Mboga as he went straight on the rim. You really want to take that off the side so you get a little kiss off the glass instead of trying to lay it over the front of the rim.
Cooper Jesperson in for Bryce Hetke. 4-point lead for the Old Abes, and they've got the basketball off the inbounds. Dickhausen back in for Burnsville. So Eric Leafblad going 4 deep off of his bench. Into the backcourt, and Mboga will track that one down. Old Abes by 4.5 to go.
You're talking about changing everything. How about Mboga running the offense? There's your 6'4", 6'5" forward, taking the ball up and setting you up.
Yates on the perimeter. Jesperson, step back three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound, Yates. That's no good. Look at Jesperson skying for the rebound. Yates in traffic. And once again, Caleb Yates attacking the bucket, and he's going to head to the line again.
Yeah, he's making a living on that offensive glass. He really hasn't had a look other than just that. Pounding the offensive glass, getting the board, getting looks.
Whether it is skiing, hockey, or basketball this winter, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit us online at shepkechiropractic.com. Visit Marshfield to see the largest holiday lights display in central Wisconsin, featuring more than 2 million lights at Wildwood Park. Open every night from 5 to 9 p.m., now through New Year's Eve. Admission is free with the suggested donation of non-perishable food or cash. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com. 5-point lead for Memorial. Pettis, nice move into the lane. Couldn't get that one to drop, though.
Good help from Mboga there inside, making it a tough shot.
And Mboga will try another three-pointer. That's short. Ferguson, offensive rebound. Back to Mboga. Bauer to Jesperson. Down low, Shamar Simmons. Nice catch on that one.
Good hands there inside.
Jesperson from distance. That's no good. Mboga, the offensive rebound. Bauer will try a three, and that is good.
Biggest lead of the night for the Old Aves, 26-18.
Again, playing with more energy, more precision than what they had at the start. They
being able to pound the offensive glass.
Yep, exactly.
Several looks.
Here's Byoth. Three-pointer, Dickhausen. That won't drop. Battle for the rebound. Abe's come out of there with it. Jesperson to Ferguson. We'll reset with Jesperson. Three-pointer rims out. Battle for the rebound. It was Bauer battling with Leafblad. They say last touch by Leafblad.
Yeah, a lot of contact right there. I think Ian Bauer might have gotten away with one.
Quincy Starling is back in for the Blaze. 8-point lead for the Abes. Bryce Hecky back in for Memorial. He'll get Shamar Simmons. Bauer spinning out of that trap, and he'll get the offense started for the Abes. Ferguson finds Hetke.
That's his spot.
Gets his own rebound, launches again, that's no good. Jesperson in the lane, no, but he will head to the line.
Well, I was just going to say, Hetke hadn't even gotten a look yet this first half, and there he had two, and that corner one's the one he usually knocks down. But again, the Old Aves on that offensive glass get rewarded with 2 free throws.
As of now, it's a 9-0 run for the Old Aves. Kind of like your chances if you're Memorial with Cooper Jesperson at the line. Again, I've had a few announcer jinxes, and we're week one of the high school boys basketball season.
Folks. Season's early.
All right, I'm not going to say anything. I'll read one of the commercials. How about that? One or two for Jesperson.
He's up to 10 points here in the first half.
You know, sorry, Sparks. The thing about Jesperson is that he can fill up the, scoring column, and yet it seems just to come within the offense. He's not, as they would call some, volume shooters. He just gets it in the flow of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All of a sudden you'll look up and you go, he's got what? You're like, where'd those come from? And here in the first half, he's got 10 points, 2 minutes to play, and leading scorer for the Old Aves.
Yeah, I think you could say the same for Leafblad, leading scorer for Burnsville. He's got 9, but same thing, everything's in the flow. Starling spinning in the lane. Leafblad, layup good.
Yeah, great cut there by Leafblad. Makes the entry, sees the defense turn their back or turn their heads, makes that little backdoor cut. Great dish off, he lays it in. Like you said, he's up to 11 now.
I think important for Burnsville to kind of keep this margin where it is, maybe whittle away a little bit, and then you go to the locker room, make some adjustments. Guys get a little rest. And Boga passes on the three, fouled on the drive.
Yeah, a little hand check on the perimeter there.
So Wesley and Boga at the line. Mboga with 7 points in this ball game. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options.
A good job predicting that one. That's his 7th point in the first half. He's shooting the 1-and-1. He's got another one coming here.
Abe's by 8 with just over a minute and a half left in the first half. One at 2. Scramble for the rebound, out of bounds. Blaze.
Oh, foul
the
here.
basketball.
Ferguson, actually.
Yeah, Ferguson. I think it's one of those foul sparks that, coach, you're playing aggressive basketball.
Yeah, that's a hustle foul there.
Fleet Farm's layaway program is here to help make you this year's holiday shopping easier than ever. Get the biggest and best gifts secured before they're gone. Enjoy convenient payment and storage options. Learn more about Fleet Farm's layaway program. Visit any store or head to fleetfarm.com. Here's a three-pointer. Pettis put it in the book.
Pettis has had a couple from out there now. That's a good way to break that trap if you can knock down a 3 out of it.
He's into double figures. He's got 10 points after sinking that 3. Abe's lead down to 5. Hatke for a 3. Got it.
Boy, if you can get him hot in the perimeter, that'll really help the old Abes.
Hatke his first points of the night. Pettis. Oh, hand it off to Dickhausen. Leafblad gets tangled up with Clark and a traveling violation on Soren Leafblad.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He tried to give a little spin move inside and simply got his feet caught up with Clark, and that's not a foul. It's just incidental. So he went down. They're going to call the travel.
We've got an experienced officiating crew here tonight, Sparks, and I like how the official just allowed Soren to kind of state his case, and they had a discussion, and okay, you get back to playing.
Yeah, here's what I saw, and this is what I called. So, yeah, that really helps these young men out there. Instead of getting defensive, you just explain what you saw and why you called it.
Hetke up top, guarded by Leafblad.
Old Abe's holding for 1 here.
At Hetke running that backdoor cut. Here's Julius Clark trying to get around the defender, and a whistle and a foul. That's going to go on Jaden Anunda.
Yeah, I like the ball getting to Julius Clark there late in the clock. His quickness, putting that ball on the floor, he can get to an edge, and if not finish, he'll kick it out for the good look.
Yannicka Moyi is checked back in for Burnsville. Ian Bauer in for Memorial. What do you notice different about Ian Bauer this year?
Besides the hair?
No, that is it, yeah. Honestly, I haven't asked him or his Aunt Michelle Piplinski the idea behind that. But it helps the grizzled veteran announcer.
Sure.
He and Caleb
does.
Yates could be cousins.
Yeah.
And they kind of have the same kind of game. And Shamar Simmons back in for Eau Claire Memorial, which has the double-digit lead here. Just seconds to go before the half. Pettis spins, gets off the shot. It's no good. We have reached halftime. Good one going here at the Eagles Nest. Glad you're with us. Your score at the half, Eau Claire Memorial 33, Burnsville 23. We'll come back in a couple minutes, bring you up to date on some high scores and look ahead to the second half. All that's coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Halftime here at the Eagles Nest. Memorial Dance Team performing on the court. Memorial Boys Basketball Team leading Burnsville 33-23. Bob Radovich, Dave Sparger here with you in the Eagles Nest. And, you know, some familiar names as we look at high scores in this one. Cooper Jesperson, 10 for Eau Claire Memorial. Wesley Mboga, 7. Soren Leafblad, 11 for Burnsville. His teammate Charlie Pettis has 10. Sparger, really good game tonight. Entertaining. Burnsville got out to that really nice start. They led by as much as 9-2. The Abes came back and eventually took the lead for the first time. And we were able to stretch that lead. That 9-0 run there kind of in the middle portion of the half kind of gave the Abes a little bit of space. But they're not running away from Burnsville. I think Burnsville is just too talented, too well coached that, you know, they're going to be around. But at the half, in my opinion, I think Memorial's pressure kind of changed some things up there in the first half. And they just played better as a whole once they kind of turned up the pressure. And they got some shots to fall. And sometimes basketball is really simple. It's just a matter of, you know, you play with more energy, you move better, and all of a sudden space opens up for you.
Yeah, the energy really picked up on that offensive end. That first 5 traveled. And I said, you know, just pull up, you know, just hit the brakes, gather. And all of a sudden that started to happen. They made good ball movement, created that, you know, pressure to inside, to either kick it out or gather and finish. And you're right, that was the time that they also created that defensively on that run and jump defense. And it just, you could see the momentum change, right? Memorial got into a good flow, got really good looks, knocked down some threes, and then they were able to stretch this lead out to 10 here in the first half.
Well, the Memorial
more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help.
Talk about some other games that are coming up on Zaleski Sports, and we'll look ahead to half number 2. Halftime at the Eagles Nest. Old Abe's 33, Blaze 23. You are watching Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, Call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Nestled in the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
All right, the band plays on. Burnsville back in the court. Old Abe's will follow momentarily. We're getting ready for half number 2 at the Eagles Nest. And great atmosphere in here tonight, Sparks. I would say maybe just a smidge under a packed house, but just a good crowd, good energy, and some really good basketball by both these teams tonight.
Yeah, it's been a fun one. We thought it'd be really good, and it's lived up to it. You know, again, Burnsville, a quality ball club, coming over here with Coach Leafblad, and then you know the Old Ames with a lot of preseason hype. You know, again, in the rankings, and a lot to look forward to with that team being so senior dominated. So we'll have a great second half here to see what happens.
Sparks, you can put your coaching hat back on. You coach just about everything here at Memorial in your time, but you know, as far as not necessarily adjustments, but what do you think Coach Leafblad is telling his guys?
I'll tell you what he talked about at halftime was that half-court trap that Memorial put on. They did that little run and jump on the half court, and it gave them a little bit of fits here and there, but late in the half they started to figure it out. Get that ball out of that double team and look to swing it. You got to skip it or attack off that swing, and then you can see how they were able to benefit from that. They knocked out a couple threes, and they went inside and attacked. So they started to figure out how to attack out of that double team, and I'm sure he brought that up again at the half. And also, they've got a defensive rebound better. Memorial's kind of hurt them on that offensive board, so those are kind of the two big things for Burnsville here to start the second half.
And for the Old Ames, you know, with Coach Chad Brisky, you know, he's worked a lot of guys into the game. He's used that depth, and it just seems the spacing is better, the ball movement's a little better. But what do you think the talk there in that locker room is about?
Well, for him, it's the last 10 minutes of that first half. That's how they got to play. The spacing, play under control, look to attack, gather, and either finish or kick. And then they'll start knocking down those threes, or at least the perimeter jumper, which is what they did to get this lead. So for them, it's just about, hey, let's just continue how we played that second 10 of the first half and move forward from there, and we'll be all right.
I got to say, the Ames student section, they're in midseason form.
Yeah, you know, it's jersey out, I think, tonight.
Yeah, it's jersey out, and I was at the hockey game last night, Sparks, Eau Claire Memorial and New Richmond playing, and a bunch of the basketball guys were there seeing their friends and supporting their friends, and a lot of the hockey guys are returning the favor tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You put the hockey guys right in that front row, you know you're going to have some energy.
Yeah, like right now they're in that little mosh pit over there checking each other. They're still carrying it over. You know, the two guys I want to mention here, though, before we start the second half that I thought really helped Memorial, that was Caleb Yates on that offensive board. He had 3 or 4, kept the ball alive, and Ben Fessenmeyer defensively was very stout, kind of turned away a couple of shots, defensive rebounds. I thought those two coming off the bench for the Old Ames were a big contributor.
Yeah, I would agree with you, too. And there again, when you have depth, and you can try to tweak some things with lineups and that, and sometimes you just look for those energy guys. Yeah, I remember my high school coach would always talk about, don't get so hung up on who's starting, but whenever you're, just bring some energy and just, you know, try to be effective. Here's a guy who's been effective. He just couldn't get that one to finish, Charlie Pettis.
Yeah, Old Abe showed a 1-3-1 half-court zone right that time, and they kind of busted through in a hurry for the little reverse layup that he just left short.
Inside, Jesperson goes glass for 2.
Quick catch and release before anybody could get back to him.
You remember Jesperson had that unfortunate injury, well, past the midway point of the basketball season, had to have elbow surgery, and that kept him out of action the remainder of the basketball season and a good portion of the baseball season. But it's good to see him back at full health. Oh, good shot in the lane, Luel Samuel.
Samuel with good athleticism got up and just laid that off the front. Good look right there inside.
Samuel, we list him as 5'9", same as Soren Leafblad. Oh, Tay Ferguson. Couldn't he get that one to go down? That would have got an ovation from his football friend buddies,
Absolutely.
and I'm guessing the guys on the basketball team. Samuel pop from distance, and he knocks it down.
Coming out second half, first 5 points. And that was deep.
Yeah, he had that thing lined up and shot it with confidence, and just like that, Blaze have it down to 7. Julius Clark, kick out in Boga. Jesperson, good defense that time by Pettis. Dickhausen, they're going to try another one from distance. That's no good. Pettis playing strong, lefty layup, good.
Good finish. Blaze were looking for an and one on that one too. They come out strong in the second half, cut it to 5.
12 points now for Charlie Pettis. Pettis now guarding Jesperson. And Boga guarded by Dickhausen. Julius Clark gets it blocked by Pettis. On the push, he's with Leafblad. Layup, good.
I'll tell you what, that Pettis is really starting to make things happen for that Blaze team.
9-2 run for the Blaze to start this second half, and they've got some energy. And Eric Leafblad telling his guys on the bench, hey, let's keep it going. You know, sometimes especially when you're the road team, here's Mboga. That's no good. Hetke had a hand on it, taken away by the Abes, and now a steal. Well, Pettis thought about the 3. He'll give it to Leafblad. Soren Leafblad fouled by Tay Ferguson.
Oh, what a heady move right there. Takes it hard inside and actually jumped back into the defender to draw the foul. He wasn't worried about the shot. He was just looking to draw contact and go to the line, and he gets rewarded for it.
So Soren Leafblad on the line. The point I was about to make, Sparks, is a lot of times you're the visiting team, and sometimes you got to supply your own energy, and that's really the case when, you know, you're driving from the Twin Cities, South Suburban Twin Cities, over here. You're not going to have the crowd like, you know, if you're going down the road to play Prior Lake, for example. You're not going to have that kind of crowd. So you got to just kind of sometimes just bring your own energy.
Yeah, and Coach Leafblad does that, right? He's got a lot of energy when he's coaching, so he wants his crew to bring it too on the bench.
And a full timeout taken by the Blaze. 2-point game. It's getting interesting here at the Eagles Nest. We're back in 60 seconds. You're watching High School Hoops on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Abe's led by 10 at the half. Burnsville has gone on a 10-2 run. And got the game we kind of expected, Sparks.
Yeah, good job of them coming out in the second half. Getting that early run right back in it.
Clark, nifty ball handling there, finds Jesperson. Hetke, probing. Mboga, three-pointer, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. And they say Burnsville basketball. Ben Fessenmeyer checks in for Memorial. He'll get Tay Ferguson. So Burnsville, which has trailed since about the midway point of the first half, a chance to either tie it or take the lead on this possession. Here's Pettis, who's been around for a lot of that. Leafblad, good ball movement. But then the travel up top.
Yeah, Starling got that. Sure enough, he shuffled both feet. That was a pretty easy call from the top there.
You know, it's so challenging in basketball, and I think in a lot of sports, sometimes you just get sped up. And it happens, and it's one of those things you've got to sometimes you got to dial it down just a little bit.
Yeah, he wanted to catch an attack. He knew that coming in. Here's a set play for the Old Abe's.
Jesperson.
And I was just going to say, I think it was time for them to run a set play because they've come down and kind of swung it and jacked up a three pretty quick. At that time, they actually run a set play to find your best three-pointer.
Here's Pettis trying to answer. No, Hetke the rebound. Ahead to Clark. Julius Clark operating on Leafblad. There's Pettis again.
Again, yes. Good outlet, too. Burnsville on the run.
Inside, kick out. Leafblad, he'll attack. Little two-man game there in the bucket for Andrew Dickhausen.
Yeah, Dickhausen, the benefit of that great look from Leafblad.
38-35. Memorial basketball with the lead. And Boga, Hetke will try one from distance, and he knocks it down.
His second of the night.
Bryce Hetke up to 6 points. Floater in the lane, and that is good. How about Luel Samuel, the sophomore?
Yeah, he's got 7 already. That's just this second half.
Clark on the wing. Jesperson. Good closeout that time. Dish inside, and Boga taken away by the Blaze. Leafblad. Little too far that time for Quincy Starling.
Yeah, I had him on the push, just like you said. A little too high to get to him.
Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. The Jesperson Group has a pulse on the local real estate market. They can help you with both existing homes, new builds. They can also assist you through each step of the process. Search Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated to see current listings. Then step confidently into the real estate world knowing you've got the Jesperson Group by your side. They make the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful. That's what you get.
Ben Fessenmeyer on a follow.
With Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated.
Right in the middle of that ad.
I was going to try to make a connection to keeping it simple on the court, but
there you go.
Again, another turnover by the Blaze. I think another one of those instances we're just getting speeded up a little bit. You know, a lot of time left in this one, Sparks, 12:04, but I'm going to bust out that a game like this is going to help both teams going forward.
Oh, absolutely, especially Memorial. Being the first game of the year going against this quality opponent, you know, they've got a lot of games coming up here early in the season with some big tournaments and some other teams that they'll face, you know, from Minnesota and some big ones around here that they loaded up their schedule early, so this will help them down the run.
You know, and for both of these teams, December's kind of that time. Okay, you play a non-conference game or two to get started, then you get in your conference, then it's tournament season, and mix and match. Look at Leafblad. That's no good. Ball caroms in the hands of Bryce Hetke. Mboga attacking. Wesley Mboga.
That's his game right there. He's knocked down a couple of deep ones. They close out. He'll blow by and just hit that lane runner.
Abes have stretched it to an 8-point lead. On the drive by Oth. Now Pettis operating on Jesperson, whistle and a foul. At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Inbounds to Pettis. Here's Leafblad. Starling, and you can hear the Old Abe's bench yelling, shooter, shooter, shooter.
Yeah, they want to make sure Samuel's guarded all the time now.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that scouting on the fly. baseline jumper, no good. Good look for Bayoth.
Good box out by Ben Fessenmeyer there. Allowed Jesperson to track that down.
Oh, and Boga saw a cutting Jesperson who wasn't looking for the basketball, so a little miscommunication there, and it's going to give the ball back to the Blaze. Checking in is Caleb Yates. Again, Sparks, we talked in the open to this game, this Memorial roster, all seniors, and just the one junior in Ian Bauer.
Yeah, and they've gone 9 deep here. And there's not been any kind of drop-off every time they come in. There comes Fessenmeyer. See if he can throw it down.
Fessenmeyer! Oh, that's got the crowd going.
Well, he's been my guy so far, the game changer tonight. Talked about him at half.
Trouble in the front court for the Blaze, and the Abes get it back. Caleb Yates.
And almost
he's
and
gonna,
one. They would have erupted there,
I was thinking
too.
the same thing, Sparks, when you beat me to it. In any event, Abes are going to head to the line. Boy, you know, they always say basketball is a game of runs, and this one has had just back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, started the second half. The Blaze came out and got on that run. We talked about a 10-2 run to get right back in it, and the old Abes answered. You know, they turned around, got on their own run, and get that big throwdown by Ben Fessenmeyer to bring the crowd back into it. And now a chance here to get up 11 or 12. Might make it 11 if he knocks this one down.
Tay Ferguson back in for Memorial. Andrew Dickhausen back in for Burnsville. HS Fence specializes in chain link vinyl wood and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the last 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. 1 or 2 that trip. Abes now by 11.
Brad, look at the bench right now for the old Abes. That's their 4 starters sitting at the same time. All the guys that all started last year right now on the bench. You talked about the other 5 coming off bench playing well. Look who's in the game. It's those guys at crunch time right now. Great opportunity here to rest the starters for the stretch run.
Yates, Ferguson will try a 3. Yes, sir!
Balloons the lead up to 14.
You know, sometimes it's not how many you score, but when you score.
Absolutely.
That was big.
That was big.
Bauer on the push. Yates back to Bauer. Here's Shamar Simmons.
Ooh, good hands there.
Good catch. Well, again, he's a wide receiver. Well, he was a little heat check there for Tay
that was
Ferguson.
a little force, especially when you catch one. It's a tough pass. That's tough to shoot.
Here's Leafblad. He's been a little quiet of late.
Stepped out of bounds for the Blaze. Goes back to the old Abes.
We have a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here at the Eagles Nest. To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance. Come for the rates, stay for the service. You know, to your point, Sparks, about that Memorial depth, this is almost like, you know, higher levels of basketball, you know, NBA, where you're rotating guys in and out. And sometimes, you know, what you hope is that at the very least the reserves will maintain the lead that you have if you're in the lead, or kind of whittle away at a lead just so that, you know, you're not falling behind by more. But oftentimes when you do have a strong bench, that just gives you that little extra edge, and sometimes those guys, you know, can extend the lead.
Yeah, and that's what they've done here, right? You're bringing guys off the bench with fresh legs, so they haven't played as much. They get going here the second half. It's their turn. They're getting after it. A lot of good defensive pressure, another turnover. Offensively, they're moving the basketball, running their offense like they're supposed to, and getting good looks.
Abes by 14 with the basketball. And a traveling violation up top on Bauer. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Here's Byoth to Leafblad. Off the glass and good. Lowell Samuel having himself a game.
Great second half for him.
Bauer up top. Playing catch with Yates.
Clark and Cooperson getting ready to come back in for the old Aves.
Tay Ferguson, who wouldn't have it? Up top for Burnsville, here's Starling. Leafblad trying to create some separation, but Bauer on a good closeout. Oh, another one by Samuel. Oh, he is crafty in the lane, getting those shots off.
Yeah, just a sophomore. Great drive and finish.
Caleb Yates. Caleb Yates up to 8 points. You know, when this one's over, Spargs, and I think in all these Memorial games this year, points off the bench is going to be a real interesting stat to track.
Absolutely, because there'll be somebody different every night.
On the drive by Oth. Samuel. Starling. That one no good.
The Blaze are trying to get Pettis back into the lineup. They need him in a big way right now.
Near steal. Another near one, but it leaves an open look for Caleb Yates.
Caleb Yates up to 11 points. Big one, puts him up 17.
6:55 to go in this one. Ames leading the Blaze. We'll take a timeout. Back in just a bit. You're watching Boys High School basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Bauer & Fine has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest, Eau Claire Memorial High School. 6:55 remaining in half number 2, and Eau Claire Memorial, which led by 10 at the half. Burnsville cut into that lead. They had it down as close as 4 points with the basketball. But Memorial has started to create some separation here. Big stretch coming here for Burnsville. Pettis, a good guy to get it going.
Yeah, he's really stood out tonight for the Blaze. Done a nice job offensively and defensively. Him and Leafblad have kind of been the go-to on the offensive end.
Inside, Jesperson finds Mboga, who finds the bucket.
Good job cutting without the basketball right there by Mboga.
Again, those are guys that are playing together an awful long time. Pettis on the drive, switches hands and scores, and he will head to the line. Well, and this is what you want for if you're Burnsville. A chance to cut into the lead with the clock stopped.
Yeah, and you got the right guy doing it. I think Pettis has kind of just decided to take over, and if he can't do it himself, he's looking to dish out. But right now, the Blaze offense is running through him.
Pettis now with 17 points. After that old school three-point play, here's Mboga. Now Clark. Julius Clark. Oh, a block from behind, but Clark gets it back. Mboga, three, no good. Hetke, what a save. Clark, tremendous effort to get that one, and his friends from the hockey team are, giving him a little pat on the back.
Yeah, they had to catch him over there in the stands, but there's an example of some of the athleticism on this floor tonight.
Yeah, both teams. Again, this is we'll keep going on this broken record. This has been a lot of fun tonight. I think the fans got their money's worth. 14-point lead. On the drive, Bayoth, and a little bit of a bailout foul there.
Yeah, Simmons not quite there in time, bodied him up. So little inbounds it underneath. Just the first, no, that's the fifth foul here of the second half for the Old Abes.
So, Henry, check that, Ben Fessenmeyer in for the Abes. Leafblad, inbound Samuel, and Samuel knocking down another one.
He's up to 12. Just a little bit of space there in the corner. Got it off quick.
And how about the balance by the Blaze? 17 for Pettis, 14 Leafblad. Samuel with 12 off the bench. Hetke is fouled. The foul goes on Luel Samuel. Cooper Jesperson to throw it in. Finds Fessenmeyer. He's double teamed. He's also fouled.
A couple of back-to-back fouls there on the Blaze, but still only their third here of the second half.
Fourth foul on Talit Bayoth. Pull-up jumper, Hetke. That's a little strong.
Yeah, I had a good look there.
And they're going to get Bayoth on the foul, and that is it. So Talit Bayoth, the 6'3 senior.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but that was away from the play. The ball was already transitioning up the floor, and they blew that whistle. So I wonder if that wasn't just kind of like a little push-off or a takedown late there.
Yeah, he got tangled up with Julius Clark.
Yeah. So quickly, 3 fouls right there for the Blaze.
Yannick Amoy back in for Burnsville. Inbounds pass, Fessenmeyer.
Oh, looks like a clean block.
He'll head to the line.
Who'd they get that on there, Brado?
Yannick Amoy.
Yeah, Amoy got that one. I thought he was pretty clean with that one.
Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com, member FDIC. 1-2 that trip for Fessenmeyer.
Blaze have picked up about 4 fouls here in the last minute of this half.
Still time for this Blaze team to rally, and they've got some guys out there who are scorers, and then Jesperson commits the foul up top. Tay Ferguson's going to check back in for the Abes. 3 fouls on Cooper Jesperson. He'll stay in. Fessenmeyer will check out.
Yeah, all 5 starters now back in for the Old Abes.
Abes have played some really good defense on Soren Leafblad. He had 11 at half. He's got 14 now. Yeah. Oh, there's a long distance 3. It's a little short that time by Samuel. But other guys for Burnsville have stepped up. Jesperson back to Clark. 3-pointer, yes, no.
Old Abes have kind of gone cold from the arc now. They haven't had one drop here for a little bit. Kind of keeping the Blaze in it. It's a 12-point lead.
59-47 your score. Habes again, a little bit of backcourt pressure. Pettis to bring it up against Jesperson. Spin move off the glass, no. And Jesperson stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he was out of bounds. He tried to put himself back in play when he got the basketball, but they said he didn't get a chance to get in bounds long enough to hold that one.
So Soren Leafblad to throw it in.
Watch now some screen now to free him up.
Pettis back to Leafblad. He'll launch from distance. That's short.
Yeah, off balance on that one. Might have been a little forced job there as he's trying to create something here with just under 4 to play.
Good effort by Dickhausen trying to save that one, but Ames basketball with just under 4 minutes left. Now some backcourt pressure by the Blaze. Jesperson's going to wave off the help and bring it up himself. Nice look inside. Jesperson and Boga counted in the foul.
What a great pass from Cooper Jesperson. Top of the key, he saw the double team come, and Boga slips that screen right to the hoop. The old hip pocket pass right there on the beauty.
Put that on the highlight reel.
Absolutely, that's how you run that.
Wesley and Boga trying to complete the old school three-point play. I think we can use old school three-point play, Sparks, because both of us are old school. You know, what the
And
heck?
then some. Yeah,
well, you got to
absolutely.
embrace it. You know,
Absolutely.
got to lean right into it. Here's Pettis. Time not on the side of the Blaze. Samuel doing a heck of a job to keep it alive, but yeah, he was out of bounds.
Great effort on that. Like you said, Samuel just diving over there, sprawling. Coach Leafblad for the Blazers going to use another timeout.
30-second timeout will step aside as well. You're watching Boys High School Hoops on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Oh, Jane, I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means
it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen.
This game's not over. I'd have to say this whole night, this game, this has been a success.
Absolutely, it was a great job by everybody putting it together.
You wonder if this will be ongoing. I didn't have the chance to ask either Chad Brisky or Eric Leafblad if this might be an ongoing thing, or who knows. Whatever the case, this has been fun. Habes. Oh, what a dish. Julius Clark, Wesley and Boga.
Julius Clark hard to the hole, gets the double team. Everybody helping, and he just kind of drops it off, lays it off there to Mbolga right by the hoop.
Lead is 17 for the Old Abes.
Yeah, there's a problem to play the Old Abes. All five can handle the basketball. They can attack. They can pass.
And a steal, Cooper Jesperson. Layup, good. Abes now putting some distance between them and the Blaze. Out of bounds. Eric Leafblad saying that it went off a Memorial player.
Yeah, he's looking for somebody, one of the officials, to overrule that, because I thought it was tipped away too.
So the Abes will have it. They have stretched this lead.
Yeah, now they'll just move the basketball. They'll burn some of that clock.
And you touched on it, Sparks. Just about everybody out there can handle a basketball. They've experienced, they've been in situations like this, and it'll be tough. Not impossible for Burnsville, but difficult. Hetke earlier in the game, I think he takes that shot, but in this situation,
yeah.
Tay Ferguson inside, he gets the bucket.
And you're going to take the layups, that's for sure. Again, a great job of that Old Abe offense.
Dave Ferguson up to 5 points. Chad Brisky's going to go a little deeper into his bench.
Yeah, we're going to get a technical foul here on the Blaze head coach. Getting a little too excited about that one call on the sideline here.
Entering the game is Armando Torres, 6-foot senior for the Old Abes and a fan favorite.
Yeah, we got to get this technical taken care of first.
So time winding down in this one, and
they're trying to figure out who's going to shoot this. It has to be somebody that's currently on the floor. So now we'll see who they send to the line.
You would think Jesperson would be the
yeah, you're right.
likely shooter. It's almost as if we've seen this team before, Sparks.
Yeah, like you said, the Old Abe has gone to the bench. They're going to have a fresh new 5. Get some guys some varsity experience.
Jesperson gets the hometown roll.
Up to 18 here tonight. And Bolga sitting at 16.
Two of 2 for Jesperson, and he will end his night with 19 points. The Old Abes starters getting a nice ovation from the rest of the club. We'll get all these subs for you. Jack Cooper, number 33. Randy Perrine Jr., he wears number 23. You mentioned Armando Torres, he's 22. Alex Christensen, number 35. And Henry Fessenmeyer wears number 21. Oh, launching from distance.
Oh, the bank is open.
Armando Torres. Oh, my goodness. And the Studi is just lit. Did I say that right? Did I drop enough lingo in there?
Yeah, you're there. You are so there.
Well,
how about just my first touch, it's going up. It was just catch and shoot, and he banks it off the glass and in. It just, I don't know what was more of an eruption, the slam dunk or him banking that
They are going to be telling that story at reunions for, I'm going to say, 30, 40, maybe more years. Remember that time? You came in off the bench. And right in front of his own bench, too. And did you see the way that the starters responded?
You got to love high school athletics, huh?
Nothing like it.
That's where you see it.
I've said for many years, your best entertainment value.
One of 2 there for Leafblad. This is going up.
You know, for Samuel, that is not a bad shot. Oh, now launching Christensen. That's no good.
Well, he figures it's his turn.
You know, essentially for Memorial, good offensive rebound that time by Amoy. He goes up strong and gets fouled.
Yeah, Henry Fessenmeyer on the foul there as we close in on 1 minute to play.
You know, it's almost like you look at this Memorial club, and it's almost like you have 3 lines like hockey does. All right, you got your first 5, then you come in with that second 5, and as long as they do the job, then here comes the third 5.
Well, again, all seniors, right? We talked about that again and again. The only junior they have is Ian Bauer, and he's usually one of the first subs off the bench. But other than that, all these seniors have been part of this program 3-4 years, so they're ready to step on the floor and perform.
73-49. If you just look at the final score of this one, you're going to think, oh, yeah, this is a walk in the park. It was not that at all.
No, that walk in the park didn't happen until there was about 3.5 left in the game.
And you wonder, again, Sparks, where, you know, you look at Burnsville, they played a tough game against a really talented Cretin-Durham Hall team on Tuesday. And now you come and play, you know, one of the better teams in Western Wisconsin, if not, you know, the entire state at the Division I level. Good effort by Leafblad, just couldn't corral it and keep it in bounds. Oh, Perrine Jr. Loose ball picked up by the Abes, taking it to the hoop and scoring Alex Christensen.
Good job by him just corralling that loose ball.
Leafblad will launch. That is good.
Yeah, it's been a long time since he's had one that wide open.
So Leafblad up to 18 points. And there's Pettis putting it in.
Yeah, Pettis has had a really good game tonight. That's the one thing the Blaze can say tonight is that Pettis came to play.
Yeah, he really did. He was outstanding.
He's got 20 tonight. Leafblad up to 18 for the Blaze.
Samuel at 12 off the bench. Under 30 seconds to go. Habes keep it in bounds. Momentarily, but
yeah, I knew Perrin. I knew where he was going to go with that. But all of a sudden over there, I think it was Torres all of a sudden slammed on the brakes.
Oh, here's Pettis from distance. That's no good. Rebound Perrine. And he gets fouled. And so he'll head to the line. He'll have a chance to dent the scoring column. So going to the line, Randy Perrine Jr., one of many seniors on this Old Abe's roster. And he gets the roll. And a nice cheer from the student section. You know, saying Studi and Lit, you know, last night at the hockey game, I was sitting by all the JV guys. I must have picked up some of
where you picked up the lingo?
They were a spirited group. Oh, good take by Leafblad. Who wouldn't have that one?
I think Christian's going to try to run this one out now. There we go. Old Aves is swinging it around. Let that clock run out.
So this one is a final. Eau Claire Memorial 77, Burnsville, Minnesota 55. Entertaining game here at the Eagles Nest. The Old Abe's win their opener. Burnsville drops to 0-2, but I think some really good things are ahead for this Burnsville Blaze program. It was fun to watch this team play and to have Eric Leafblad back in the Eagles Nest, a place where he put up so many highlights in his career. But tonight, his current Old Abe's roster showing why they will be a big factor in Big Rivers Conference basketball and very likely beyond.
Yeah, a little slow out of the gate tonight. We talked about that. Their first probably 5-7 minutes, a little sluggish. Took a little time to get going, but once they got that offense clicking, all 5, 6, 7 guys were able to score and just take care of the basketball and get good looks and able to put it away late here against the Blaze, winning by 22. But again, we go back to, let's not forget the Blaze did not have their leading scorer and their top player tonight, so they'll obviously have better things ahead when they can put 6-9 on the floor.
Oh, no question about it, Sparks. I'm so glad you brought that up because, yeah, you take a 6'9" guy out and, you know, a guy who just with that size is a difference maker. And talking to Coach Leafblad before the game, just saying that, yeah, and I asked him, I said, is he getting any looks? And he said, well, he's kind of an unknown, but they'll probably be coming. Because somehow, you know, it's that old cliche, you can't teach height.
Yeah. How do you teach 6'9"? You can't get there, and all of a sudden he is, and he's talked about how he's just become more athletic this year. So he might have, like you said, be one of those late bloomers and find some success at the next level.
Leading scorers in this game for the Burnsville Blaze, Charlie Pettis had 20, Soren Leafblad 18. And nice job off the bench by Lowell Samuel, the sophomore. He had 12. A lot of guys got in the scoring column for Eau Claire Memorial, led by Cooper Jesperson with 19, Wesley and Bogus 16. Coming up next, the post-game show brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on prompt, proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athlete in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That's coming up next. You have been watching boys high school basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip was affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
Nestled in the Wildwood Park and Zoo, the Marshfield Rotary Club Winter Wonderland has dazzled families with over 1 million lights displayed. Admission is free. Cash donations and non-perishable food items encouraged. The Winter Wonderland is open November 29th through December 31st.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Find has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Burnsville Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted local affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
The Eagles Nest Eau Claire Memorial with the win 77-55 over Burnsville. Cooper Jesperson, Wesley and Boga. I'll start with you, Cooper. This did not seem like a non-conference early December game. This was a lot of energy. What was it like just playing in front of this atmosphere against a quality team and a team coached by a former Old Eight?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank God. He got me and my teammates here together and gave us the blessing of coming out tonight. But yeah, it was an awesome atmosphere. It's different than the past few years. As you can tell, you've been to the games. But a non-conference atmosphere like this, I can't thank the student section enough, the people who came. But yeah, it was a blast, and it definitely helped us play the way we played today.
And Wesley picking up on that, I mean, what does a game like this do for you guys going forward? You play a quality opponent, well-coached club. They weren't at full strength tonight, but they ran some good stuff early. You guys just kind of stayed in there, and then things flipped for you. How do you think this is going to help you going forward?
First, I also want to thank God for just giving us the opportunity to be here. And we come in and we just want to play our game. And when they went on a run, we didn't panic. We just stayed true to our standards, and we just played our game the whole time. And the bench came in, shout out the bench. They extended our lead, which really helped us, and then we finished it off.
So I was texting with Coach Brisky this afternoon, and I kind of figured who the starters would be, but I wanted to confirm. And he actually texted me and said the reserves were actually outplaying the starters this week in practice. To pick up on that, your practices have to be super competitive, but how does that prepare you for what's coming ahead this season?
Yeah, I just want to clarify that they did not beat the starters. That did not happen.
I didn't say
they played well. They played well, but they definitely pushed us to become the best team we can be, and I can't thank them enough. I mean, we really get competitive, and I think just getting to that championship level, that's required to do that. So, yeah.
Next Tuesday, you got Chippewa coming in here. Different challenge, conference game. What do you guys want to focus on between now and then?
Probably have some things to clean up on offense. Obviously, when we rewatched the film, we did not come out how we wanted to come out. And then definitely, obviously, some defensive things to clean up with our rotations and how we play. Obviously, different opponents going to be conference, so we hope it's going to be energized like it was today, and we'll bring the same energy.
Gentlemen, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so that's going to do it for our coverage tonight from the Eagles' Nest. Just like we talked about, Eau Claire Memorial will host Chippewa Falls Tuesday. That's a game we'll have for you right here on Zaleski Sports. For my color commentator, Dave Sparger, for Don Millay, our producer, videographer, I'm Bob Braddock.